Hello students, I hope you all are doing well. Today we are going to start another poem from your reader book, that is My Mother. It's on page number 81 of your reader book. My Mother is a famous poem written by Anne Taylor. She was an English poet who is best remembered for her verses for children. Let me read the poem for you. Who sat and watched my infant head when sleeping on my cradle bed, and tears of sweet affection shed? My mother. Who dressed my doll in clothes so gay, and fondly taught me how to play, and minded all I had to say? My mother. Who ran to help me when I fell, and would some pretty story tell, or kiss the place to make it well? My mother. And can I ever cease to be affectionate and kind to thee, who was so very kind to me? My mother. Students, as you can see in this poem, the first three rhymed lines of each stanza pose a question to which the answer is always returned in the final line, and that is, my mother. The poet is describing the qualities of a mother in this poem. A mother cares a lot about her child, isn't it? She's always worried about her child's life. She looks over her child with love. When her child gets pain, she is ready to give special care. In times of her child's sickness, she always remains there to take care of the child. Right? Now I will read and explain you the poem. Who sat and watched my infant head when sleeping on my cradle bed, and tears of sweet affection shed? My mother. In the first stanza, the poet says that when she was an infant, when she was a child, her mother took care of her perfectly. When she slept in her cradle, her mother would sit near the cradle and watch her sleep lovingly. She would shed tears of sweet affection. That means tears shed out of love and happiness while gazing her child. Who dressed my doll in clothes so gay, and fondly taught me how to play, and minded all I had to say? My mother. The poet says her mother used to dress her doll with nice and gay clothes. Gay means colorful clothes. She taught her how to speak, write, read, and how to play, and minded all she had to say. That means she answered all her queries in her childhood. Who ran to help me when I fell, and would some pretty story tell, or kiss the place to make it well? My mother. The poet says, whenever she fell, her mother lifted her up and kissed on the place where she got hurt to make her feel better. She would tell her some pretty story to soothe and comfort her. And can I ever cease to be affectionate and kind to thee, who was so very kind to me? My mother. Cease means to stop, and thee is an old English word for you. Okay, students. Now, in this stanza, the poet says that she can never be unkind to her mother, who's very kind to her. Indeed, it is our responsibility to take care of our parents when we grow up, especially mother, as she has taken a lot of pain to bring us up, isn't it? So, we should never be unkind to our mother. And that is what poet is saying in the stanza. There is no end to mother's love. So, she promises herself that when her mother will grow old and become feeble and weak, she will serve her. It's her responsibility to take care of her mother as her mother took care of her in her childhood. Okay, students, that is all for the day. I hope you enjoyed the poem. Thank you.